time to grow up. How Rip will lead the ranch in John's absence, explained by Yellowstone Season 5 Part B star. Rip Wheeler will have a more prominent role in Taylor Sheridan's Yellowstone going forward. Rip, played by Cole Hauser, has been on the show since Season 1 aired in 2018. As a loyal member of the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch, he serves as the foreman to the biggest ranch in Montana. He has also secured a strong relationship with Beth Dutton. Yet after Kevin Costner, John Dutton IEI, left the show before Yellowstone Season 5, Part B could be completed, Rip will need to take a very different role on the ranch. In an interview with Screen Rant's Grant Hermans, Hauser explained how Rip's role will evolve in the second half of Season 5. The foreman will be taking over the family's ranch, while also attempting to support Beth through the potential loss of her father. His dual role should see him struggling with his chosen family's various enemies. Check out Hauser's full quote below. After 5 seasons with the show, Kevin Costner has left Yellowstone. Though he was arguably the show's central character, the star chose to leave the series after a reported salary dispute and major scheduling issues. Costner was too busy developing his Horizon, an American saga movie series, to focus entirely on the hit Sheridan show. That left the other characters in an uncertain place, as they would need to work without John's presence. Rip Wheeler is now in a position to take his role. Throughout much of his time on the show, Rip has been a follower. He is a loyal servant of John Dutton IE, accepts nearly any order, and willfully serves as a foreman with little hint that he could ever turn on the family. While Jamie has become more unpredictable, Rip's loyalty has only become more entrenched. Though he took a trip to Texas during the Yellowstone Season 5 Parva ending, Rip will likely return to take his place as the patriarch of the family. With John's absence, there is no more obvious replacement, given that even Beth has turned on family at times. It is no great surprise that Rip would be taking on a new role. After all, he is so dedicated to the Dutton family that he let them brand his chest with their symbol. It would be difficult to find anyone with such unfathomable loyalty, especially considering that the other family members have been betraying each other. A completely loyal servant is a natural leader. It will also be fun to see Rip taking a more prominent role in the show over even the Dutton siblings. Rip's new role is a natural step for Yellowstone and should work well. The Yellowstone Ranch has always belonged to John Dutton. His name alone carries the weight of legacy, of power, of blood spilled on Montana soil to protect a dream carved out of the wilderness. But time waits for no man, not even John Dutton. Season 5 Part B of Yellowstone signals the inevitable shift, the moment Rip Wheeler must grow up in ways even he never imagined. Rip Wheeler has always been the enforcer, the protector, the man who executes John's will without hesitation. But leadership is different. It requires more than brute strength and unwavering loyalty. With John absent, whether by political downfall, exile, or death, Rip will be forced to step into the role that, until now, only one man could fill. The ranch needs a leader. The men need a general. And Rip Wheeler, whether he's ready or not, must rise. The weight of the brand. For Rip, the brand on his chest has always been a badge of honor. It meant belonging, a life debt to John Dutton that could never be repaid. But now it's more than that. It's not just about serving the Yellowstone, it's about being the Yellowstone. Every decision he makes will carry the weight of generations. Every mistake will threaten the legacy of the land he swore to protect. Unlike John, Rip never grew up learning how to maneuver through politics, how to balance ranching with the law, how to use words instead of fists. But he has something John never had, an intimate connection with the men who do the real work. The bunkhouse boys may have feared John, but they respect Rip. They trust Rip. And in John's absence, that trust is the foundation of everything. Challenges Rip will face. The ranch won't just face threats from the outside, land developers, politicians, enemies from the past. It will face threats from within. Rip will have to keep the bunkhouse in line, make sure the workers don't get restless, and ensure that no one questions his authority. It's one thing to be the strongest cowboy in the room. It's another to be the leader they look to when everything starts to fall apart. There's also the issue of Beth. Rip and Beth are partners in every sense of the word, but their relationship has never been tested like this. Beth is John's daughter, his heir in spirit if not in title. She has the business mind, the killer instinct. But Beth is not a rancher. Rip will have to balance his loyalty to the Yellowstone with his loyalty to Beth. And knowing Beth, she won't make it easy. A new kind of leadership. John led with strategy, with long-term vision. Rip leads with action, with instinct. But instincts won't be enough when the ranch is under siege. He will have to learn to think like John, to anticipate threats before they arrive. More importantly, he will have to become the kind of man who can sit at the head of the table, not just in the bunkhouse, but in the boardroom, in the courtroom if necessary. Rip's greatest challenge will be knowing when to put the gun down. Killing solves some problems, but it creates others. For years, he's been the hand that removes threats from the Yellowstone. Now he has to decide who lives, who dies, and who gets to stay on the land that John fought for. And he has to do it knowing that every decision he makes will be compared to the man who came before him. The future of the Yellowstone. The question isn't whether Rip can lead, it's whether he should. The Yellowstone has always been John's kingdom. And there's an argument to be made that Jamie or Case should be the one to take the reins. But Jamie is too compromised, and Case has never been able to commit to the land in the way John wanted. That leaves Rip, the orphan who was given a home, the enforcer who became a husband, the branded man who must now become a king. Season 5 Part B of Yellowstone will show us what kind of leader Rip Wheeler can be. He has the heart, the strength, the will. But does he have the patience, the vision, the ability to be more than just the man John trusted to clean up the messes? It's time to grow up. The Yellowstone needs a leader. And whether he likes it or not, Rip Wheeler is the last cowboy standing. The time has come for Rip Wheeler to step up and take full control of the Yellowstone Ranch. With John Dutton's absence looming over the land like a dark storm, Season 5 Part B of Yellowstone will showcase Rip's evolution from John's most trusted enforcer to the true leader of the ranch. Cole Hauser, who plays Rip, has hinted that his character's journey is about more than just protecting the land. It's about preserving a legacy, managing power struggles, and ensuring that the Dutton family's way of life endures. A man made for the job. Rip Wheeler has been John Dutton's right-hand man for years, but the weight of the ranch has never fully rested on his shoulders. He has always operated under John's command, executing orders with ruthless efficiency. However, with John increasingly pulled away by political conflicts, Rip is no longer just the enforcer. He's the leader. Cole Hauser has revealed in interviews that Part B will dive into Rip's internal struggles. For Rip, leading the Yellowstone means more than keeping the bunkhouse in order. It means making decisions that impact the future of the ranch and everyone who depends on it. With Case occupied by his own journey, Jamie vying for control, and Beth focused on battles outside the ranch, Rip must navigate these challenges alone.